the heart and soul behind every business. Stories. Welcome to Business Story of the Week, hosted by me, Joshua Laurie. From setbacks to comebacks, from tragedies to triumphs, we inspire entrepreneurs through conversations that matter. Witness the magic that turns dreams into reality. Whether it's your career, business, or life, your success is always one story away. This is Business Story of the Week.
Hello, my name is Tanisha Jackson, and this is the Business Story of the Week.
Fantastic. And that is a lovely Tanisha. She is our guest for today. She is also known as the Go-Getter. And of course, I am Joshua, your host. Tanisha, why do people thrive in chaos while others get stuck?
That's a good question. Why do people thrive in chaos while others get stuck? I haven't really thought about that. I know that there are a lot of different reasons why business owners get stuck. And one of them could be because they don't have the right systems and tools in place to help them grow. Another reason is because they don't have the right team help them to scale their business. They're trying to do all these things by themselves. They're trying to wear all the hats and they don't really understand what they're doing or how to do it effectively.
I love that. I love that answer right there because sometimes chaos, there's always this thing where we kind of freeze, right? But Tanisha, again, that's it. Where you're going to help us unravel today. You're going to help us unravel. How do we feel? How do we get ourselves unstuck, so to speak? Tanisha, I love that answer, by the way. And of course, that's exactly what you're going to help us do. You're going to help us feel unstuck. You're going to help us escape that unstuck into our lives, into our businesses, into our dreams. Tanisha, of course, is known as a go-getter for our audience and listeners out there. She's a mother, speaker, author, entrepreneur, and trainer. She has a bachelor's degree in finance and accounting and over 20 years of experience in the industry. She's a distinguished Toastmaster, certified national entrepreneur, and certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. Her passion is helping people overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. One of her favorite mottos is, of course, detach yourself from the outcome. I love that. Her business Search Formation LLC is dedicated to helping small businesses owners surge to the next level of success through bookkeeping and marketing services. And today, Tanisha is going to be sharing all of that with us today. Tanisha, again, thank you for coming on the show. How are you doing? I mean, we opened up with a quick
Yes,
question
thank
right
you,
there. Like,
Joshua, for
why do we
having me.
thrive
I'm
in
excited to be
chaos?
here.
And like, but people feel stuck sometimes. There's always this freeze, fight or flight mechanism, and the freeze mechanism as well. And we're here to unravel all that. You're gonna help us unravel that today. But before we truly get into it, Tanisha, I always like the origin stories. I want to ask and go back to the past, right? What was the young Tanisha Jackson? Was she always the go-getter that she was known for today? What would the young Tanisha say to the Tanisha of today?
That's a good, very thoughtful question. I haven't thought about that one. You have some really good questions here, Joshua. Well, I think the young Tanisha was definitely not a go-getter, was very shy, quiet, reserved, and decided I felt this pulling to come out of my show. So the older that I got and the more that I experienced life, I started realizing that I can't stay shy and reserved anymore. I had to come out of my shell. That was not who I fully was. So as I continued to get older, I took Toastmasters. I joined Toastmasters, which is a organization that helps people to communicate better and to be better leaders. And that really gave me the confidence that I needed to come more out of my shell because really, Joshua, nothing
All our
grows
audience
inside your
listeners out
comfort
there,
zone.
this has been part of Toastmasters or thinking about joining Toastmasters. I mean, this is the validation right here. I myself subscribe to the help and the breakthroughs that Toastmasters has given us, the confidence that it's given a lot of people. And of course, Tanisha, like you said, it helped you break out of your comfort zone and break out into the go-getter that you are today. You also have experience in finance, however, like 20 years in, as a in that finance and accounting field as well. Tanisha, talk to us a bit about that. Talk to us a bit how your experience in finance and Toastmasters, how did those skills intersect when you help small business owners?
Well, Joshua, I wouldn't be a go-getter if it wasn't for Toastmasters helping me to build that confidence and helping me to be more of a risk taker. And that's why I am the go-getter, and that's why I have my business today, because I was willing to come out of my comfort zone. I was willing to do something different, and I have a passion to help people to increase their cash flow, to find hidden cash flow, and to reduce their expenses so they can do the fun things like travel and retire early, spend more time with
Wow.
friends and family, the fun things that people want to do. But I knew that I couldn't do it staying in my comfort zone. And that's why I use the skills that I learned in Toastmasters to start my business so that I can help
So
people
like the fun
do what
things.
they
People
really
always
want
want
to
to do the
do and
fun
enjoy
things,
their life
like
even
have more
more.
time for your family, have more time for vacation, and have more time, away from your business where you kind of like you don't micromanage too much, right? But the thing is, Sinisha, I feel like the only way you could do that, the only way you could do the fun things is to not do the not so fun things, which is the numbers, the accounting. I don't think anyone finds that fun. But how do you do it? How do you get small business owners? How do you get them to that point where, okay, this is what you need to do with your numbers. We manage it for you, or this is how you manage it. How do you make it fun, basically?
I make it fun by teaching them and training them in a way that is not dry and boring. As you probably can pick up, my character is not
Definitely
a
not.
dry, boring
Absolutely
character.
not.
I hope that's not the image that I am that I'm giving off. I'm not okay. I'm glad that you agree. So and I always like to have fun and when I'm teaching. So as I am teaching them in the area of finance, I include the fun, the humor, look for ways to make it engaging so that
I mean,
they
that's
can
part of business, truly, right?
learn
Like if we really
and it
want to
won't be
manage it to
boring
the
and
point
dry.
where we can take our hands off, where it can thrive and run itself, we need to do those numbers first. And it's much like steering a ship, right? Like if you're navigating the world of business, I don't think you can truly navigate it if you don't know your finances, you don't know your numbers. Continuing on that analogy, if business was like steering a ship, what are the most common storms, Tanisha, that you've seen business owners face, and have you helped them navigate those storms?
Yeah, there's a lot of financial storms, and I could put that in quotes, a lot of financial storms. One being that many businesses are not tax ready. Here comes Uncle Sam knocking on the door. Hey, tax time. There's a deadline. And many of them are waiting to the last minute. I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with that. And that is a storm for them because they're freaking
Right.
out. They don't have the information they need and they have to keep filing these extensions, right? So, one of the things that I do to help them navigate in that storm is by working with them to get their documents ready, to get their finances ready, their financial reports ready, and in an organized way, accurate
I mean,
information
that's it
so
right
that
there.
they
We
can
opened
use
up with
that
this
to
concept
meet
of
their tax
feeling
obligations.
unstuck or feeling stuck in chaos. And I feel like that's a chaos right there. If you don't know your numbers, the tax for the number one thing. People don't want to deal with tax, but that's it. It's a lot more chaotic if you don't deal with it. If you start dealing with it, like when the deadline is there, when you're in the middle of it, I feel like then is when people actually start to thrive better if you start dealing with it earlier. Tanisha, you do talk about this in your book. In your book, it's called Escaping the Stuck Zone. You talk about key strategies when growing your businesses. But my question here now is, what was the inspiration behind this book? Because I understand the background was finance, accounting, that's your expertise, and marketing services as well. But your book talking about the stuck zone and escaping that zone. How did you come about writing this? What was the inspiration behind this? And I understand it's probably not just all about finances, right? What else is it that you talk about in this book?
Yeah, well, in this book, there's there's really only about 5 keys that I put in the book. It's a very small but powerful book, and it's the one of many, a series to come. I didn't want to overwhelm business owners, but I wanted to give them some keys that would help them to get unstuck. And the purpose really behind it was, as I was going along my journey of being a business owner, I've learned a lot, and I've had a lot of situations where I felt stuck. It could be technology where I'm frustrated because I'm trying to use this software and it's not working right, or I'm trying to implement something and it's just not doing what I want it to do. So there were a lot of different reasons why I got stuck during my business journey. And of course, I'm still on my business journey, and I wanted to come out with a book to empower business owners, letting them know they're not alone and giving them some tools, some keys to help them to grow and to get out of that stuck zone. Because I realized if I face it, I'm sure there's other business owners who are facing it. And in a way, I kind of wrote the book for me because I wish that I
But
had
that's
this
where it
kind of a
truly
book out
starts,
there
right?
when I
Like you
started
write a
my
book for
business.
yourself.
And
It's kind
that's
of a
why
reminder.
I
This
wrote the book.
applies to you. I've gone through this, so I'm gonna write it so people you know, can learn from it, so to speak, and learn from so they won't have to go through what I have gone through. Again, these stuck zones. There's a lot of them. Tanisha, talk to us real quick what these zones are and how have you helped your clients get unstuck?
Yeah, well, one thing I want people to understand is that you're not alone, as I mentioned earlier. So it's okay to feel what you feel when you're stuck. It's normal. It's a normal part of this business journey. So don't compare yourself to other people because they may not be in the stuck zone.
Right,
You know what
right.
we do? We start feeling alone, like, well, what maybe it's just me. No,
Wow,
they're just not in the same place that
fascinating.
you are. So it doesn't mean that they've never been stuck. They're just not stuck right now. So don't be discouraged when you feel that your business is not growing or you're stuck in an area. For example, you could be stuck financially. You don't know how to really operate the finances of your business and it's unorganized. You can't find your receipts, your
Really. Uh,
passwords, things like
uh,
that, right? Or maybe accounting is just not your thing. Numbers is boring, as you mentioned, Joshua, right? So it's not your thing. So you're stuck financially. You're like, I don't
I
know
mean
what to
that.
do. What do I do? How do I manage the finances of my business? So that is something to keep in mind. Yeah, that's one of the ways that you get stuck. And one of
Hmm,
the keys in the book I
true.
mentioned is investing in health. You definitely have to be willing to invest in health and some help, especially when it comes to
Truly, and
finances, because
that is
finances is the
fundamental. It has always
foundation
been
of every
throughout the
business's
time. And
growth and
Tanisha, I
success.
understand this is exactly the help that you offer over at searchformation.com. Talk to us a little bit about that. Next, for Search Formation, what do you guys do? How do you help even more business owners achieve financial clarity and growth as well? Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, one of my other titles, I have many titles, One of my other titles is a financial strategist. So I help people to develop a strategy regarding their finances that they can use to scale their business and get out of that stuck zone. So that is really the core of what I do. I want to help them, as I mentioned earlier, to achieve the fun things in life. And some people, they don't want the training on how to do it. They just want someone to do it for them. And that's what we're here for as Surge Formation, to help them and take the load off of their plate so they don't have to worry about the details of their business, and they can focus on scaling their business and focus
The
on the
website
vision of their business
searchformation.com
and
for our
things like
audience and
that.
listeners out there. Tanisha, I love it. Of course, we want a copy of your book as well. What can we find this? Where else can we connect with you, and where else can we learn more?
Yeah, definitely. You can find the book on Amazon, well as lulu.com. You can get the book. I even have a journal out there as well. So it's a great supplement to the book where you can put all your business notes in there. Another thing I want to mention is don't feel overwhelmed by the keys that are in there, because some business owners, they'll take things in and they'll run with it and try to do everything. But you got to pick one thing to focus on for the next 12 weeks. What is that one
That's
area
it.
that you want to strengthen that will help you get unstuck? So I want business owners to really think about that when they're reading the book and not try to implement everything at the same time. However, if you have a team of people working with you, you
That's
definitely
it. That's it.
can work on all of the things at the same time because you have that help that you need. So you can definitely pick up the book there, and you can connect with me on my website. You can also connect with me on social media, Tanisha Go Getter. And Search Formation has a Facebook page as well where I share exclusive information, tools,
That's it. That's
tips,
it. Again, ladies and
resources
gentlemen, if
to
you're
help
feeling
business
stuck
owners to
in your
surge to that
business,
next
I
level
feel
of
like not just
success.
in business, in life as well. Well, you guys know where to find Tanisha. Go grab a copy of her book. Go grab a copy of her journal. Think about how to get yourself unstuck. Learn from her herself. Go to searchformation.com and get that help that you need. And this is, if you think you've been looking for that help, again, this is a sign. This is it. This is the validation. And you guys know where else to find Tanisha. Tanisha, thank you so much for coming on to the show. One last bit of wisdom you'd love to leave behind the audience. What would it?
Well, I want to share with the audience that I'm coming out with a program, the cash flow system. Cash using as an acronym. And the C
Yes, we do.
stands for creating that recurring revenue. Okay, because we don't want customers, right, Joshua? We want clients who are going to come back. Clients are people that we build that relationship with. So we want that recurring clients. And then the A is for automation. You have to automate your business. That's going to save you time. It's going to save you money, which is going to
Wow,
lead to the S, which is the system. What system are you using in your business that's going to help you get unstuck and help you grow?
that's it.
And in
That's it.
doing that, you may have to hire some help as well, which leads to the H. And remember that when you're
I love that. I
hiring
love
help,
that.
it is an
Just put out that
investment,
acronym right there.
not
It
an
is the perfect
expense.
acronym. Again, cash flow system. You know where to find Tanisha. Go get connected with her. Tanisha, where else can you've already mentioned it? We can find you on all the other socials and the website as well. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. To our audience and listeners out there, thank you for watching the episode. We will see you on the next one. Bye bye.
All right, so here's the thing, we try to get a little bit better every day, but we can't do it without you. So if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe below. And if you have any comments, just leave them in the space under.